your level up, your glow up, manifestation, realize that starts first in the mind before the mirror. And the mirror can take many forms. It could actually literally be the mirror, right? Or it could be just what you see surrounding you in the 3D. Before you start any glow up, level up, you want to really have your mind wrapped around your motivators. Why are you doing it? Should never be shocking them all. And that is something that is without a doubt, that's going to happen. If you have any kind of true glow up, level up, people, there are going to be the jaws that are dropped that people are like, wow, whoa, and that's going to happen, but that should not be your motivator. And it shouldn't be your motivator because even if you get that reaction, eventually that is going to subside. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, whichever side of the screen that I have it on, as well as the bell. So anytime any new content is uploaded, you will be the first to know about it because you're going to be already a member of the community. Okay, you guys. But I wanted to talk about how your glow up, level up, all of it starts in your mind before anything else. Okay, so in our level up, the glow up is going to look different for many of us. Okay, it could be weight loss, looking better, feeling better. It could be a job. It could be getting into a college, university that you want. It could be traveling. It could be a relationship. It could be a ton of different things. But your glow up and your level up is going to start in your mind, not in the mirror. Okay. And the mirror, like I say, can take on different versions. It could be just what you see in your 3D. Okay. Or it could be literally the mirror. Okay. But how you think and feel is so super important, you guys. Okay. And we talk about this obviously with manifestation, about your thoughts, visualization, and just ultimately how you feel about yourself is so important when we're talking about any kind of level up, glow up. And I would say even before any level up, glow up, you need to maybe even jot down, write out the reasons and be so real with yourself. Okay. Be so unabashedly real with yourself as to what's your motivator. What are your multiple motivators? Why are you doing this? Are you really doing this for yourself? Are you doing this for someone else? Are you doing this for, that pat on the back? And some people say, well, it doesn't really matter as long as you're motivated to do it. But I would strongly disagree with that, right? Because if you're doing it for any other reason outside of yourself, then ultimately, you're kind of setting yourself up for possible disappointment, and it's just not sustainable. Okay. So people love having, what do they say? Like the revenge body or the revenge relationship, whatever, just glowing up to feel good and to have that jaw dropping moment where other people are like, wow, whoa. There's nothing wrong with that. And that is something that without a doubt, it's inevitable. That is going to come if you really, truly have that glow up, that level up. That's going to come without a doubt. But if that is what's motivating you to do that, that is not something that is sustainable. And like I say, mentally, elevation is going to start first in your mental state. So I say, write out what's truly motivating you. Are you doing it for yourself? And if you are doing it for yourself, if you could really truthfully say you're doing it for yourself, then I would say now, you have something to kind of work with and actually be really sustainable for you. And there's nothing wrong, right? Because we're all human. And that, why wouldn't it feel good to have people, jaws on the floor, on the ground, like, wow, have you seen so-and-so? Look how great he or she looks. Or have you heard about the great news about so-and-so, about they got this or they're doing, of course, obviously. But if you really do that glow up and you really do have that level up, that's going to come without a doubt. But you want to make sure that the reasons why you're doing it are sustainable, meaning that you're doing it for you and not for other people. But if you're starting off, and I've seen other videos with that, like I say, I don't agree with the titles of it. But if they are helpful to people, that's great. But there's a lot of videos that have the, glow up, level up, and shock them all. And if you can say that you're clicking on that video because that's your motivator, to me, that's already kind of starting off on the wrong foot. Personally, that's just my own thoughts. Because once you get beyond that step, you're going to need other things to motivate you to stay in that flow state. Okay, to stay on that elevated, leveled up, glowed up mode. Okay. And it has to be more than just a 2-minute, 3-minute reaction from people that are like, wow, whoa, because eventually that is going to subside because they're going to get used to seeing the new you, or, you know, whatever. They may have a quick moment of, oh, wow. And then they're again, you know, on with their own lives and things that are important to them. And they're not going to spend a ton of time with their jaws on the ground or, you know, praising you. So you really will need other things that motivate you to sustain that higher elevated, you know, vibrational state. You're going to need other things, which, like I say, hopefully that is something that, you know, is going to be personal to you and not attached to other people. And then, like I say, you could actually have it where there is no reaction. And even that would be false, because people will notice. But sometimes, and that's unfortunately more often than not, where you will get people will see, they will notice, they will take notice at, you know, how great you may look, or some improvement that you've had in your life, some type of success or win that you've had, and purposely hold back on giving you any kind of like reaction or pat on the back or accolade. So like I say, again, if you are doing anything for the output of someone else, for them to give you, you know, show you this moment where they're just wow, you know, wowed by you, then that's probably, like I say, I just don't see it as being sustainable. And like I say, that would really suck if you're doing it for someone or a group of people that specifically, you know, you're wanting a reaction from, and they are purposely holding back on giving that to you. Okay. So like I say, your glow up is definitely, your glow up, your level up is always going to start first in your mental, right? Being a very clear, not only, you know, have your mind wrapped around as to the motivators, as to why you're doing it, but also have that very clear visualized state of whatever it is, whether it's success, you know, traveling more, getting into an amazing job position, university, whatever that is, it's going to look different. You know, obviously, even though we're all on the same journey, all of our manifestations are going to look a little bit different, right? But living in the end, how you visualize and you see yourself, and even decisions that you make, how you carry yourself. You just, for example, use weight loss, right? You're going to actually live in the end with that, right? So that means that you caring about, you know, your body, how you're eating, getting enough exercise, right? Counting the calories or whatever that may be. Is not going to happen after the fact that you've dropped the weight. That's something that you're going to do continuously through losing weight, and even after it's been lost, to maintain that weight loss. Okay. So you're already living in the end. And that's something that has to start even before it's seen in the 3D, meaning that you may be stepping on the scale and you're not really seeing much movement, but right now you're already living as though someone who is living the fittest lifestyle. Okay. And eventually that's going to catch up. And it's the same way with any other type of manifestation. Okay, you guys. So I just want to remind you guys again, we are making sure that we're doing it for the right reasons. We're visualizing, we're, you know, we could already see it before anyone else can, whether they believe in your glow up, your level up, or you being able to achieve whatever dreams or desires that you have. You already see it. And if you see it, if you visualize it, literally that is enough. Okay. But again, you have to have faith from your present 3D, okay, or 4D creative mind to that 5D, and have enough faith that even if that bridge looks messy, even if it's not happening for you overnight, or the progress isn't exactly what you want, you have to know that it's still, everything is working itself out. Everything is working out for the highest good, and inevitably, without a doubt, you will get there. We'll talk about this in another video. You do not want to wait for the validation of others, right? Because you might be waiting a long time, or once that validation is given, then what? So remember, like I say, this is your own personal journey. So you should be, you know, celebrating the small wins. Find little ways to celebrate yourself, okay? And to give yourself your kudos, your flowers, as you hit some of those goalposts along the way. And yeah, it's just super, super important, you guys. I just wanted to get my thoughts out real quick. I hope this video is helpful, useful. If it was, give it a big old thumbs up, you guys. We are growing as a community, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave lots of comments. I always say that a comment that you leave may be perfect timing, divine timing. Someone else needed to hear it right at that time. So leave lots of comments, you guys. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.